The Atlantic winds blow on a country blessed by nature. A country where the rich, fertile, and well-watered soil has given birth to an exceptional wildlife. This country is France, and you're about to see it as never before. Where are these cranes heading on such a beautiful morning? They are crossing a land whose beauty has captivated man since the dawn of time. France. The animals that live here have fabulous adventures to recount. Some challenge one another and fight. Others help each other and form friendships, passing on their knowledge to the little ones. They can lie, pretend, and even cheat. They can be cruel. They travel vast distances high above our heads. They choose partners for life or just for the night. Some men look out for them. Some even form alliances with them. From the highest mountaintops to the shores of the great oceans, these are the secrets of the French wilderness. An epic voyage into this untamed land. Wild France. Our story begins in a valley in the Jura. Deep in the forest, an important event has just taken place. He has just fallen from his mother's womb. Nature whispers its first instruction: don't let anyone see you. His first hours are crucial. If a predator finds him, it's over. Perhaps that's why his mother has moved away. Sleep. Slowly build up the strength. No. The will to live is too strong. And now try to find his balance. Nature is so well prepared that in a few steps the fawn has found the answer. the answer, and his mother. But she cannot stay near him too long. They are too visible. A quick signal, and he is out of sight once more. Wait until she returns. Wait to grow up. One day, the little prince will become a king. He's a young fawn, and he has his whole life ahead of him. A wall of mountains, 300 kilometers long, rises up at the border with Switzerland. The Jura. As the name suggests, it was formed during the Great Jurassic period 200 million years ago, when dinosaurs still roamed the planet. Once submerged by tropical seas, today it is covered by a vast wild forest. The first men here hunted mammoths and woolly rhinoceroses. Then farmers tried their luck here and stayed. This kingdom is ruled by the last big cat in Europe, a creature of legend, the Lynx. Legendary, yet fragile. In the 20th century, the Lynx disappeared. It is now making a comeback in the Jura. A handful of men watch over them. Stefan Regazzoni is one such man. He has surveyed the mountains and tracked these big cats for 20 years. He studies how they live. Last spring, Stefan found a mother's den. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There were 3 cubs, still half blind. Have they survived? They should be grown up by now. His mission is to find them again. Not an easy task. Lynxes are the most secretive animals. Most active at twilight, they rarely leave a trace of their presence. The lynx often lies in wait, hiding and waiting for its prey exactly where it knows they will be. It prefers, though, to stalk its prey, following without making the faintest noise, and catching them before they have a chance to escape. It hides away its victims and comes back over several days to feed. Stefan has just entered the mother's territory. When you're looking for a lynx, it will always see you first. Stefan senses he's been watched. She's protecting her cubs. It means they're still alive. That's where they're hiding. Only 2 of them. One must have died. Through play, they learn how to hunt. Their mother is watching over them. She knows he's here. Here they have everything they need to survive. Soon she'll bring them along to hunt. When they can fend for themselves, they'll leave and each find their own territory. The lynx has once again returned. In the forest of France lives another legendary being, a giant that has watched men pass beneath for many ages, the oak. The oak arrived from Italy 10,000 years ago. But how did he make the journey? That's one of nature's most beautiful secrets. It lives for hundreds of years and provides services to a multitude of living creatures. Some have built their homes in it. Some feed off the bark. Some eat the leaves. And some eat those that eat the leaves. Some feed on its roots, and others on its fruit, acorns. The oak's main problem is that its acorns cannot become oaks under its own shade. Where they land, there isn't enough light. Among its inhabitants, one little animal does the oak a great service, without even realizing. Every autumn, the squirrel prepares his winter store. As soon as the acorns are ripe, he begins his frantic task. The most important thing is to hide them well, so no one can steal them. But there are spies everywhere. another lost acorn. All his neighbors are thieves. They watch him come and go, trying to find where he has buried his treasure. Why him? The big nose didn't see anything. He must have seen. This time he won't have his treasure. It was right there. No, there. Or maybe here. This seems like a good place. Better go a bit further. He won't follow this far away. The big noses are lazy. That's right, get lost. The acorn is safe, and one of nature's wonders has been carried out. Over the next few weeks, our squirrel will bury thousands of acorns in the forest. Sometimes he will travel hundreds of meters to find a good hiding place. The oak's great fortune lies in the squirrel's imperfect memory. When winter arrives, he'll feed from his various hiding places, but he won't remember half of them. The oak will benefit greatly from his forgetfulness, as the following spring, in a distant clearing, the squirrel's forgotten fruits will germinate and in turn become oaks themselves. That's how, over thousands of years, these immovable giants have conquered foreign lands. From southern Italy, the oak has managed to spread beyond its borders. In the west of the country, a strong headland rises up towards the Atlantic, a granite peninsula caressed by an ocean of untold riches. The horizon for many travelers. A paradise for so many creatures. From here, men left to conquer the world. Here they returned and built the cities of their dreams. We are in Brittany. Pushed by the wind and pulled by the moon, water and land have lived side by side for thousands of years. A very long time ago, life left the depth of the ocean and seized the shore. Deep down, the rocks bear witness to this time. Every year, here in Cap Fréhel, an incredible story of life and death takes place. In spring, the cliffs welcome an animal that has traveled from distant northern lands, from Iceland, Greenland. A flying penguin capable of covering 6,000 kilometers a year, diving to depths of 180 meters and living at sea for months on end. The guillemot is a tuxedo-wearing phenomenon. They nest on the cliffs of the Cape so they can be safe from predators. To stop them rolling and falling off the cliffs, the guillemot's eggs are pear-shaped. If they roll, they come back. Clever. For one of them, today is the big day. The chick is now 3 weeks old. His parents hatched him, fed him, protected him. Now the moment has come to leave the nest and head out to sea. His parents know that now they must abandon him. Alone, into the void. Get him to jump. Call him until he makes up his own mind. How? He can't fly. The only option is to jump. Impossible. But he has to. They call again and again. Further away, another chick decides to jump. The big beaks are there. Many young birds don't make it to the sea. Now it's his turn. They've seen him. He ignores his parents and waits for night. Does he know seagulls stop hunting at sunset? This is it. He can do it. His parents are there. Now they can leave. He'll be back next spring with a mate and a beautiful black and white coat. The sea doesn't just attract animals. Many men and women have a mysterious attraction to the deep. That is the case for Frédérique Pichard. For the last 20 years, she has been forming a close friendship with an ambassador dolphin. Ambassadors are dolphins that have decided to leave their pods for closer contact with the human world. Some individuals go from port to port. They seem to desire relationships with us. Frédéric believes they are messengers. Every year she has a rendezvous with one of them, Donnie. Today she has decided to bring her daughter. Adelie hasn't seen Donnie since she was 12. Well, the time has come to make contact again. The encounter with Donnie changes from year to year. She knows that her friend is close.
Il est là.
The dolphin reminds us of our inner child, our life force, joy. She says you have to become one with the spirit of the dolphin, half asleep, half awake, in a semi-conscious state. Donnie helps her reconnect with herself. He decides when he wants to leave. Maybe to find his fellow dolphins. Do these messengers from the sea have knowledge to teach us? Perhaps we will find out in the future, when Donnie returns. This peaceful world can be transformed into a white fury. How can anything possibly survive in this hell? On our coasts, one mammal has decided to spend his entire life in the water. It is an animal of extraordinary abilities. The seal is a wonder of evolution. To live in these extreme conditions, it has developed highly precise skills. First, it takes in very little air before diving, but stores oxygen in its muscles. Then, it slows its heart rate to 5 beats a minute. Finally, it drops the temperature of its extremities, concentrating body heat around its heart. Our marvel has one obsession in life: doing nothing and having a good sleep. More than anything, he hates being disturbed during a nap. The young have no respect for the adult's peace and quiet. better find another spot. Nothing will stop him doing nothing. Well, floating does have its benefits. Rocking gently, opening his nostrils once every 15 minutes. Really though, the best naps are to be had on dry land in the sunshine. In his colony, during working hours, the worthiest have their spot. Here are the females, and a large male. Best not to disturb him. A rock just below the low tide will do. The advantage, it's easy to get on. The best position here is the banana attitude. Beware, keep your flippers dry. Through them, the sun heats your entire body. Complete bliss. When the tide rises, just let it carry you up. And now for a change, find a quiet place. Seals spend 15 hours a day sleeping. The rest of the time they're thinking about their next nap. In central France, a great wild river crosses the country, the Loire. Over time, it has carved out the curves of a majestic valley. Its many rivers and streams have guided migrating birds for thousands of years. One of them we think we know well, but its private life is more surprising than it seems. This young pair of swans has been traveling for several days. They're looking for a quiet place to spend their honeymoon. Under the arches of the Château Chenonceau, they can finally be together and start a family. With swans, though, everything must be done correctly. She's a virtuous maiden and won't grant a suitor favor without a committed courtship. Seduction in 1,000 ways. They synchronize their movements in perfect harmony. A few weeks later, life suddenly hatches out. From their love, 3 chicks are born to their great pride. 2 white and 1 grey. It may mean nothing, but the grey was born a few hours after the others. Swans can swim from birth, but will have to learn to fly. With their first steps, the 3 little ones head for the water. 2 white and 1 grey. Is it because of his colour or his late hatching? For now, the little grey is on his own. First lesson, learn to eat. The best way is by observing. How does she do it? To reach their favorite food, they need long necks. The little ones are still lacking that particular attribute. And these delicacies are out of reach. At last, they feed off the treats collected by their elders. Under their parents' wings, the 2 whites and the grey will learn about life. Their fluffy down will turn one day to feathers. They have 4 months to learn to fly, to strengthen their wings and become birds. It's September. The chicks have grown and are ready for the big moment. Under the watchful gaze of their parents, they're about to take off. The 2 whites are the first to try. There they go. Gone. They will never come back. Now for the grey. But the white pair managed it. Why not him? Does he want to stay with his parents forever? In the swan world, the young have to leave and search for food elsewhere. It's a matter of life and death. The father attacks his son. Fear made him fly. How do his parents feel now that their last chick has left for good? Are they proud or relieved? Their mission is accomplished. Their only duty was to train their offspring, white or grey. As for him, he'll soon find a group of young swans his age. It is October, and for one inhabitant of these woods, it's time to find a winter shelter. This morning, Hedgehog must reach the place where he will sleep through the harsh winter cold. The old stump on the edge of the park. Hedgehog is blind as a bat. To get around, he must push straight ahead. The stump is on the other side of the park, behind the castle. First, he must cross Diana's garden. This park is looked after by a gardener with a particular style. For the benefit of all the park users, Grégoire's gardening methods are completely free from chemicals. By introducing lace wings onto his rose bushes, he can remove a large number of aphids. Reinforcements for the overworked ladybirds. In order to spend the next 6 months without food, Hedgehog must feast now. Today's menu: snails, leaf-wrapped slugs, raw snake. Where have they gone? This morning the slimy delicacies have deserted the vegetable patch. Not there either. Who is behind this shortage? Grégoire has a recipe to get rid of pests. He adorns his patch with thyme, sage, and chives. He plants them here and there. It does the trick. Hedgehog uses the smell to get rid of the 500 fleas that live under his 7,000 spines. For insecticide, Grégoire sprays nettle juice, natural and very effective. But today he faces an unexpected invasion. Slug attack. Grégoire has found the answer. Hedgehog. A feast, and just in time. Grégoire would like Hedgehog to stay longer in his garden. But his spiky friend has other plans. Behind Catherine's garden, his well-earned hideaway. He is finally in his winter garden. He scratches the ground, makes a nest with a few leaves. It's ready. Adapting ourselves to nature and helping without abusing, Grégoire says nature has looked after itself for millions of years. In order to sleep for the entire winter, Hedgehog is able to adjust his body temperature and keep it at just 3 degrees above the outside temperature. As if the whole world is balanced within a few degrees. Another globetrotter awakes at the end of winter to begin a great journey. He often lives nearby but hides underground in October and hibernates until the frosts have disappeared. Here lives Mr. Toad. And tonight is his big night. An irresistible force calls him from several kilometers away to the place where he was born. He has to get there before sunrise. But how can he resist the taste of a juicy earthworm? He hasn't eaten for 6 months. Delicious. And he's off again. What's this journey for? To find a mate. For at this journey's end awaits the future Mrs. Toad. But Mr. Toad is not alone. Just like him, hundreds of suitors have awoken tonight to fulfill their destiny. They are all heading in the same direction. Some males have found a less tiring way to travel, hanging on the back of a female. Female toads are larger than the males. Do or die. Everyone will meet at the pond, but there are often more males than females. If only he could find one before he gets there. Never mind. Here the humans have built a toad path so they can cross the main road. Safer, but busier. Tonight, while the humans sleep, hundreds of amphibians will cross the village. Not all will make it. Mr. Toad is resigned to traveling alone, but if he wants a mate, he'll have to be the first to arrive. There it is, the pond where he was born. Now to find his princess. There she is. Those golden eyes, that skin. Mr. Toad is thrilled. The two lovers will spend several days stuck to each other. Mrs. Toad will lay 7,000 eggs in the water, and Mr. Toad, well placed, will fertilize them all. Then Mr. Toad will return to his summer home, alone. Every year in February, millions of amphibians perform the same ritual. If you see them on the road, please don't run over them. Love is calling them. To the south of the Loire, the Massif Central slopes gently down to the Great Plains. In the bends of the Auvergne, the land of 100 valleys. In this area of hills and plateaus, men have built thousands of villages and fortresses. They have redrawn the landscape in harmony with nature. Here lives a mysterious animal that is seldom seen. Its agility is as famed as its discretion. This golden-eyed creature is called a Janette. Where is she going so early this morning? This panther-like animal came over from Africa in the Middle Ages. Domesticated by lords for its grace and ability, it soon became a favorite at court. This elegant and useful companion spread terror among the rodent population. It protected against the plague. And so it took its place with men and women, a place which has since been taken by another, more docile predator, the cat. She continues to stalk her old hunting grounds. Her favorite prey are mice and other small rodents. As in the past, she is drawn to where they are most abundant, her rival's territory. Cats are lazy and have everything done for them. Why did they become the favorites? She chose freedom and discomfort over warmth and cat biscuits. Though she may be unwelcome, an inferior hunter won't stop her roaming where she likes. The Janette sees and hears everything. She lies hidden and watches her prey. As a hunter, she is without equal. In the time of kings, it was beyond debate. The tomcat has sensed her and will chase her out. Quicker above and quicker below. With her appetite satisfied, she offers the impostor a punishment of his choice. This is the Janette's life now. She refuses human company. And even if she comes hunting on our grounds, she always returns to her nest in the trees. We preferred the cat. Well, she chose her way of life. In the southeast of France is Provence. Two ancient mountain ranges plunge into the blue water of the Mediterranean, the moors and the Esterel. In summer they become dry and thorny, a scrubland of green oaks, sharp-tipped pines. The perfect environment for an animal. Tortoise's first priority of the day is to find a sunny spot. Unlike us, she isn't heated from the inside. She seeks the sun's warmth. To be at her best, she needs to reach 25 degrees. Her lizard cousin has the same aim, to bask in the sun, ideally with the least amount of effort. This is their sun deck. Now, stay still. Warming every part of their bodies. This morning, however, they have an uninvited guest. Tortoise is invincible. She fears nothing and no one, except him, the fearsome enemy that returns every year, the tortoise's worst nightmare. Canadair's pilot, commanding officer of Marseille Provence. A fire started in the moors. Immediate response. 2 aircraft in operation. Tortoise knows where to find a pond in the territory, but the fire is much faster than her. Lake Sainte-Croix, load 6 tons of water, target of 15,000. Rises. In a few minutes, Tortoise is going to boil in her own shell. She can't go on. This is the end. Tortoise came here in the sun to raise a temperature. She succeeded. Now she has to get it back down. Hermann's tortoises have lived exclusively on the shores of the Mediterranean for millions of years. Many of them perish in forest fires. And it's one of the reasons their survival is under threat. The heart of Provence lies in the hills that join the sea to the Alps. A land of fragrance and color. A landscape whose famous light has attracted the greatest painters and whose warmth is a joy to countless species. Provence could tell 1,000 stories, though none is more astonishing than the transformation of a pitiful slithering creature into a majestic winged princess. This story takes place beneath an olive tree. The wild fennel is home to two neighbors, the flamboyant swallowtail and the discreet hummingbird hawk moth. From the start, the odds are against these two future butterflies. The swallowtail's color cries out poison. The moth's camouflage has the opposite aim. Still on the ground, the two caterpillars have a common predator, carnivorous ants. This formidable hunter has no mercy for anything that enters its territory. In order to become butterfly, swallowtail must quickly find a firm stalk. Moth, who has changed color along the way, must bury himself and lie still. One goes up high, the other stays low. Swallowtail attaches itself with a silk thread. Moth sleeps underground, hardens, and forms a pupa. Swallowtail becomes a chrysalis. 10 days later, the incredible metamorphosis. Today, their lives will change. They inflate and break their cocoons. They unfurl their wings. Let them dry, drawing in the sun's energy. And suddenly, the moth is ready. Now it's Swallowtail's turn. She has grace, but no control. With wings that beat 80 times a second, the hummingbird hawk moth is a wonder of precision. Being able to hover, it is the only one to feed without landing. The swallowtail's large wings are its pride, but difficult to maneuver. The two companions are reunited by the scent of the same flower and its delicious nectar. The verbena will keep the two friends busy for days. Then they will depart and start their new lives. The animals of the French countryside do not always have such peaceful relationships. In some places, the story is quite different. This is the case for two legendary rivals, the crow and the fox. The Crow family home. This morning, Master Crow has decided to teach his daughter a few of his old tricks. Her first lesson of the day is to imitate her father. Well, it was her first attempt. The vixen lives in the same area with her cubs. To feed all these mouths, Mother Fox is trapped in a perpetual dance between her den and her hunting grounds. Master Crow knows this well and sees an opportunity to feed himself at Mother Fox's expense. First of all, find her den. This is a chance to show his daughter how to trick a fox. Master Crow can eat anything, but he particularly enjoys what the vixen has caught. It's a good trick, but the best is yet to come. Here is Master Crow, delighted to show his daughter his cunning plan. When it comes to trickery, crows are experts. The vixen is on her hunting ground. The trick is to get her attention. And play the injured bird. Mother Fox knows this meal could feed her entire litter. He pulls her as far as possible from her abandoned prey. The young crow understands the trick. She refuses to share. Another lesson she'll have to learn. Master Crow has deceived Mother Fox, but she'll get her own back soon enough. The crow and the fox are always trying to trick each other. Their rivalry is centuries old. It may be that flauterers thrive on fool's credulity, but remember, little cubs, that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. In the southwest lies Aquitaine, the third largest region of France, and natural spaces with incredible diversity. It is November. A family of cranes is heading south across France. The family consists of a father, mother, and their youngest daughter, Mademoiselle. This year, she has to choose the one with whom she will spend the rest of her life. But finding a good husband won't be easy. They have come from Sweden, across France in 2 days. They fly day and night, exchanging calls to maintain contact. They know exactly where they're going. Every feature below them is fixed in their memory. Rivers, villages, and motorways are their landmarks. It is a huge effort, and Mademoiselle, less experienced than her parents, is at her limit. Can't be far. They're already crossing paths with other travelers. Auvergne, with its lakes, moors, wheat fields, and wonderful roosts. They have come from all over Northern Europe, Norway, Baltic lands, Finland, Poland. "50,000 cranes congregate here to spend the 3 winter months. The site used to be a lignite mine, polluted and toxic. It was closed 10 years ago, leaving behind 1,700 hectares of wasteland. Then the cranes came and found the site much to their liking. So much so that thousands now come here. Mademoiselle's family has chosen a roost in the smaller marsh. You might think the cranes would gather based on where they come from, the Swedes with Swedes, the Germans with the Germans. Not at all. They love to mingle and meet up with the same friends year after year. And so, Mademoiselle's family settled down with their Norwegian, Lithuanian, and German neighbors. Elegant and well-mannered, Mademoiselle attracts a number of gazes. But she is not an easy catch. Among the suitors are widowers and immature youths that still don't know what they're doing. She is not interested. She has the whole winter to make up her mind. Time for a rest. With her head under her wing, she can't be disturbed by noisy neighbors. With her feet in the water, she can't be attacked by foxes. Life in Auvergne follows an unchanging rhythm. Waking up, chatting, grooming, more chatting. Mademoiselle uses this time to check out her suitors. She doesn't like these ones. At At about 8 o'clock, everyone leaves in search of food. Near the roofs are a number of wheat fields. The leftovers from the harvest are plenty for Mademoiselle's family. Today's menu, all you can eat, seeds and grubs. But Mademoiselle has lost her appetite. There he is, right in front of her. Young and definitely single. This is it. They are hypnotized by one another. As with swans, cranes take their time over seduction. They spend time getting to know each other. He offers her pebbles and plants. She offers him her most sophisticated ballet. Courtship will last several weeks, and they will get to know each other intimately. Mademoiselle has finally found her soulmate. They will remain together for the rest of their days. In the spring, they will head back north to nest and start a family. For cranes, Arjuzance really is heaven. At the union of the Pyrenees and the Atlantic lies a magnificent land, the Basque country. A colorful land of soft rolling hills. Just a stone's throw from Saint-Jean-de-Luz, in an area known as Espelette, a story unchanged by thousands of years of human contact continues to play out. In these mountains, a small primitive breed of horse still roams free. Pottocks live in harems, around 20 mares and their foals and one lone male. The herd in the lowland is led by an experienced mare. Her stallion, Whitemane, is proud and possessive. Sometimes, without warning, his urges go to his head. All his fillies are pregnant. None of them accepts his advances. It's impossible to force an unwilling mare. He wants new females and knows where to find them. In these parts, there have always been two herds, one lowland, the other highland. Whitemane was born in the highlands, but had to leave. There are many mares, but they belong to a powerful stallion who has ruled unchallenged for 8 years. Blackmane is wise, tolerant, as long as no one touches his females. He lets them wander wherever they like. Life in the highlands is much more peaceful. This calm won't last. Whitemane only has one thought: to challenge the Highland stallion, take 1 or 2 of his females, and maybe even his territory. Desire runs through his veins. Blackmane isn't as young as he was. He's counting on his strength and his spirit to defeat him. He doesn't realize that Blackmane is, in fact, his father. This morning he feels the world is his. Whitemane is consumed by his desire, and he wants a female now. Blackmane has seen him. Combat is unavoidable. The son has the upper hand, but not as cunning as his father. Blackmane attacks the ligaments of his neck with his teeth. If he cuts them, Whitemane will die. The young stallion retreats. Whitemane doesn't fear wind or rain, but he must bow to his father. He will have to be content with his herd and wait till the spring to cover his mares. One day he'll return to the highlands and defeat Blackmane. Legend says that the rhythm of the gallop of these little horses inspired traditional Basque music. The potocs continue to stamp the rhythms of their hooves on the mountains of the Atlantic coast. The deeper we go into the Pyrenees, the wilder it becomes. The terrain gets steeper, the animals more dangerous. Bears have been reintroduced here and wolves are coming back. Their return means a rebirth of old traditions that have practically disappeared. When the first shepherds brought their flocks here to graze, they formed an unlikely alliance. A unique arrangement of dogs, sheep, and their shepherd. Little Patou was born only a few days ago. This is a crucial moment in his life. Will he be accepted? Will he adapt? He must hear and smell the sheep day and night. That's it. Patou has been adopted. Even though his predatory instinct remains deep within, he will start to believe he's one of them, a lamb. The same goes for his brothers and sisters. For the young Patou, home is in the sheep pen. He will stay near his mother and siblings for several weeks. But soon the time will come for him to be separated. The services of our young Patou have been required in the valley. Patou is now 8 weeks old. He is about to meet the group that will become his family for life, his flock. First, the matron should be fine. What about her deputies? That's another matter. To them, he is an intruder. It will take some time before he is fully accepted. He will live with them for the next year and will finally begin his great adventure as a Patou. Up in the summer pastures, where the bear reigns. It's June. The flocks are making the journey up to the mountains. Christian is a shepherd. He will spend 4 months in one of the most dangerous summer pastures in the Pyrenees. He's accompanied by his sheepdog, a border collie who helps him control his flock. Young Patou accompanies his flock for the first time. He doesn't yet understand his job, and for now he's just enjoying being in the great outdoors. They come from many valleys, 4 flocks, each with their own Patou. In all, Christian will be responsible for more than 1,000 sheep. Young Patou creates a protective zone around his flock. He is ready to ward off any intruder, wild animals, dogs, or even people. But he has never seen a bear. Christian was chosen by the 4 farmers for his expertise. Last summer saw the loss of 150 sheep. victims of stray dogs, bad weather, and 3 particularly tenacious bears. That's why he's been chosen for this pasture. Christian became a shepherd at the age of 30, spending a season at the side of an old shepherd. He chose the job out of love for the mountain, the sheep, and freedom. He's ready for the arrival of his animals now. Though bad weather, the shepherd's sworn enemy is on its way too. The Patou is a perfect ally for repelling intruders, though Christian knows that he too must keep his distance. They must remain untamed and close to the sheep they protect. The 4 flocks have arrived. He can count them with a single glance. There are 4 Patous on these pastures. He is the youngest. He tries to make friends straight away, but the elders aren't interested. He'll have to learn on his own. When night falls on the mountain, the shepherd can no longer protect his sheep. Now, the Patou keeps guard. This morning, Christian found part of the flock missing. There is nothing worse for a shepherd than lost sheep. Off to find them immediately. Young Patou smells something unfamiliar. The Patou's mission is to protect the sheep when the shepherd isn't there. Thanks to them, there are 10 times fewer deadly attacks on the flocks. Christian has found the missing sheep. He has no idea of the bravery Patou has shown. This is how life goes in the mountain pastures, climbing hills, breathing in the wind, and tasting the wide open spaces. The young Patou will fulfill his role wholeheartedly for the rest of his days. Even though he will never be his master's dog, the alliance between man and dog is well understood. If you come across Patous, respect their work, go around them, and if you can't, then turn back. In the Jura, 2 months have passed since he was born. The fawn still follows his mother. He wants to be big and walk on his own. But his instinct tells him that he is prey. The oak still trusts the squirrel to scatter its fruits. Hedgehog has found a girlfriend. He would really like her to wake up. The good days are just round the corner. The seal has found a calm spot to sleep in peace. Master Crow and his daughter are still squabbling over everything. Mr. Toad can't find his stump. Someone must have moved it. Unbelievable. Little Grey has turned white and has found company. Young Patou is no longer a novice. He's even won the acceptance of his elders. The young Lynx have left home. Their mother is now looking for a new companion for the winter. It's the season of love. Whitemane is sure the mares won't be able to resist him any longer. The moment has come. Mademoiselle and her companion take flight for Northern Europe. They will mate and give birth to a new generation. The crane's departure signals the return of spring. Next winter, they will return with their little ones.